Good morning, Year 7, and welcome to another lesson on identity poetry, or poem that relates in some way or another to identity. I want you to make a quick list for you do now. How many onomatopoeias can you list? And as it says on the slide there, that's a word that sounds like the word that it's describing, like bang is the really obvious one. So how many of those can you list? Learning objective today to read and analyse Kid by Simon Armitage, and the title therefore is Kid by Simon Armitage. Quick check as we're still remote learning. You need a pen and your book, a copy of the poem and some highlighters and coloured pens. And here's a load of onomatopoeias for you. Whoosh, pow, bang, blam. All of those are pretty good onomatopoeias. In what text might you find these, do you think? Where are they going to be used a lot? I mean, they're used a little bit in prose and so on, but what type of text would you specifically expect to find them in? That's right, comic books. I don't know if any of you read comics. I know that some people are quite, it's a really big deal, comic books, but there you are. Anyway, that's the type of text that you would expect to see those onomatopoeias in. Okay, as ever, we look at the title on its own first, because as I said before, it's easy to sort of slide past the title and not pay enough attention, but you shouldn't do that. So what do you think this poem's going to be about? It's called Kid. Is it going to be about not being taken seriously, treated like a child, the relationship between a parent and a child, a person growing up, or possibly a baby goat, which is actually called a kid? Well, here it is. Let's read it. I'll read it and you read along. I've attached the text to Classcharts. So Kid by Simon Armitage. Batman, big shot, when you gave the order to grow up, then let me loose to wander leeward, freely through the wild blue yonder, as you like to say, or ditched me, rather, in the gutter, well, I turned the corner. Now I've scotched that he was like a father to me rumour, sacked it, blown the cover on that he was like an older brother story, let the cat out on that caper with the married woman, how you took her downtown on expenses in the motor, holy Robin Redbreast nest egg shocker, holy roll me over in the clover, I'm not playing ball boy any longer. Batman, now I've doffed that off the shoulder Sherwood Forest green and scarlet number for a pair of jeans and crew neck jumper. Now I'm taller, harder, stronger, older. Batman, it makes a marvellous picture. You without a shadow, stewing over chicken giblets in the pressure cooker, next to nothing in the walk-in larder, punching the palm of your hand all winter. You, baby, now I'm the real boy wonder. Now, you need to have an understanding of Batman from 50 years ago, your generation. All know Batman as these sort of actually quite serious films. Batman was a thing that was on after school, and it was like very camp and funny. So I've put a clip on Classcharts there for you to have a look at to get an idea what Batman was like back then. But what do you think that poem's about? It's a first-person narrative, isn't it? And it's a dramatic monologue. He's talking about, to my mind, he's talking about how he feels. Well, this is what he is talking about. His father, who has let him down. His father had an affair, you can tell from that, and basically ditched his son and let him get on with his life. And he sort of dressed that up as giving him freedom. And the son is understandably embittered by that. So that, broadly speaking, is what the poem is about. But have a look at the clip on YouTube. This is specifically so that you know who Batman is and how it is that he used to talk. Right, after looking at that stanza, the one on the previous slide, how do you think Robin feels? Is he angry, sad, or bitter? This boy has taken the role of Robin in Batman. He's like a sidekick to Batman, or is he a mixture of all these? Don't worry about the thesaurus part of this. Just get two synonyms for each of those words. Two synonyms for angry, two synonyms for sad, and two synonyms for bitter. Okay, now that we've gone over the poem a bit, if you spoke this poem out loud, if you were giving a reading of it, what sort of tone would you use? Would you have an angry and aggressive tone, a pleading or a whining tone, or a quiet tone as Robin thinks it through? Just think about that for 5 minutes. Now stick your poem in your book and annotate it along with me. Okay, can you find 3 interesting structural points? Basically, looking at how the poet uses punctuation. You can see I've pointed one out there, the ellipses. Also, remember what enjambment is when a line ends without any punctuation and it just goes through to the next line. Where's that been used for effect? So pick out those 2. Just make a couple of little notes on the poem in the way that I've done there. Right, here we are. There's some more. If you can just copy these into your books, please. There's a contrast between what Batman says and how Robin feels. Wild blue yonder sounds lovely, but he feels as if he's been ditched in the gutter like a piece of rubbish. Punctuation is used to show Robin's feelings. He is pausing to add drama to his announcement that he has had enough. He is angry, so get those into your books. Okay, I want you to find 3 ways that the poet has used language to create an effect. So I've got one here, look, for example, what does the word shadow suggest about how Robin feels? And it makes him seem inconsequential, doesn't it? Like he's got nobody around him, I would argue. So find another 3 of those language where language has been used to create an effect. Okay, you can see, I don't need to read these out, or perhaps I will. Here's 3 pieces of language. Ditch me in the gutter suggests that Robin feels discarded like a piece of rubbish. The gutter represents the lowest place a person can end up, so a place where all the dirt and rubbish from the street ends up. So Robin is saying that he's been sort of discarded by Batman. Shadow suggests that Robin feels that he is less important than Batman. He has to always follow Batman around without any freedom or independence. The word baby suggests that Robin sees Batman as childish. However, the insult shows Robin in a bad way, as it sounds like something children call each other in primary school. So get those annotations onto your poem. Now here's the task that I want to see on Classcharts, please, Year 7. In the poem, Robin stops being a kid and grows up. How far do you agree with this statement? This is an evaluative question. It's the way that they come in the GCSE. So I want you to write an evaluative paragraph. First of all, what is your opinion? How far do you agree with the statement? Or fully, mostly, somewhat, or partially? Choose at least 2 quotations to support your opinion. And explain how your quotations support your opinion. So I need you to write that down, that question into your book, and this is the one that I need to see on Classcharts, please. Right, now that you've done that, just go over and check it. Make sure your first sentence is about how much you agree with the statement. I partially agree with this statement. You've included quotations. You've explained how the quotations support your opinion about the statement, and that you've mentioned the effect on the reader. Then upload that to Classcharts, and well done. And I will speak to you tomorrow. Thank you, Year 7.